Cinema4D. Let's see what's in the render pipeline.
July 2023. The application crashes while saving. The saved file is 0 kilobytes. Empty. The work is gone. Not a failure to save. A failure during the act of saving itself. The user was doing the right thing and the software failed at the moment they tried to protect their work. October 2023. Is this the buggiest release for anyone else? Crashes, save failures, lighting from older project files, broken. November 2024. The next version crashes approximately once an hour. Sometimes it freezes without showing the error reporting window. Throughout both periods, the subscription continues billing. Cinema4D. First released in 1993 on the Amiga by a German company. The motion graphics industry standard, subscription pricing that the community criticizes while continuing to pay because the workflow speed in its specific domain is faster than the free alternative that keeps closing the gap. The founders built the first version in Germany in 1993 for the Amiga, a platform that was already declining. When the Amiga market collapsed in the mid-1990s, they moved to the dominant desktop operating systems. The survival instinct of building on a platform while it existed and transitioning before it died became part of the product's identity. A parent company reached full ownership of the developer in 2018. In September 2019, the subscription transition was announced. The first major release under the new model shipped in 2020. No perpetual license option for new purchases. Monthly or annual billing. Software access terminates if the subscription lapses. The acquisition period that followed assembled a broader creative ecosystem. A rendering engine acquired in 2019. A visual effects and motion graphics toolkit merged in 2020. A digital sculpting application acquired in 2021 and 2022. The bundle combines all four under a single subscription. The thesis is not one application, but an integrated creative pipeline. The current version shipped in December 2025 with advanced distribution controls for the procedural motion system and improved simulation. The rendering engine was folded into the subscription tiers so that rendering access is included rather than charged separately. The 2024 release produced the stability complaints that define the platform's current trust concern. Multiple users confirmed crashes, save failures, problems with the rendering engine's node system, and lighting setups from older project files that broke on import. A patch improved the situation. The original release had shipped with production-affecting bugs to paying subscribers. The 2025 release continued the pattern for at least one user who documented crashes approximately once per hour. Sometimes the application froze completely without displaying the error reporting interface. The fix was not documented in the thread. The rendering engine integration creates tightly coupled failure modes. In October 2025, a user could not select their graphics processor for the rendering engine after reinstalling both the application and the renderer. The integration that makes the pipeline convenient when it works creates debugging complexity when the components fall out of alignment. Reinstalling both products did not resolve the issue. For a subscription product, the expectation of reliability is higher than for a free tool because the cost creates an implicit service agreement that crashes violate. The student license mishandling in October 2023 is a smaller but revealing incident. The licensing system failed to provide valid access to students who had registered. The community response included suggestions to use the free alternative instead. When the paid product's licensing system fails, the free competitor's zero-cost access becomes a structural advantage that no patch can address. The product, when it works, delivers the fastest motion graphics iteration speed available. The procedural motion system creates instances of geometry with distribution controls, applies effect modifiers to vary position, rotation, scale, and color, and uses spatial field controls to define precisely where effects apply. The workflow from concept to animated output is faster in this system than in any other tool in this comparison. Studios pay the subscription because for the specific work of motion graphics in a design studio context, the speed difference is real and measurable in billable hours. The compositing integration with the dominant motion graphics application is deeper than any competing tool provides. Scenes transfer between the two applications with camera, lighting, and geometry data intact. For broadcast teams and design agencies whose pipeline runs through both applications, the integration eliminates manual export steps that cost time on every project. The simulation system in the current version unifies particles, fluid dynamics, and gas simulation under a single framework. The procedural distribution controls added in the December 2025 release expand the motion system's capability. The rendering engine provides production quality output with processing acceleration that makes interactive previewing practical during creative iteration. The development is active. The feature additions are substantial. The question is not whether the features justify professional use. The question is whether they justify the subscription cost when the free alternative in this comparison adds comparable features with each release. Someone whose primary work is motion graphics for broadcast, advertising, or design studios should evaluate whether the workflow speed justifies the subscription. The procedural motion system and the compositing integration provide a path from concept to delivery that is faster than the free alternative for this specific category of work. The speed advantage is real. Whether it is worth the recurring cost depends on whether the time saved exceeds the subscription expense in the context of the artist's billing rate and volume. Someone considering the product for general three-dimensional work outside motion graphics should use the free alternative instead. The subscription cost for modeling, sculpting, or character animation work that does not rely on the procedural motion system or the compositing integration is difficult to justify when the free tool provides comparable or superior capability at zero cost. The motion graphics workflow is the subscription's justification. Outside that workflow, the justification weakens substantially. Someone evaluating the stability should understand the documented pattern. The 2024 release shipped with significant bugs. The 2025 release continued stability concerns for some users. The subscription model means the user pays during periods when the software is unreliable. The risk mitigation is the same as any professional tool. Save frequently. Maintain backup copies of project files. Test major version updates on non-critical projects before committing production work to a new release. Someone comparing the subscription bundle against individual tools should calculate whether the combined cost is lower than the separate licenses would be. For an artist who uses the rendering engine, the visual effects toolkit, and the sculpting application alongside the main product, the bundle provides genuine value. For an artist who uses only the main application, the bundle cost includes tools that provide no value to that workflow. The founders who built three-dimensional software on a declining platform in 1993 and adapted to survive created a product that became the motion graphics standard through workflow speed rather than feature breadth. The procedural motion system is still the fastest iteration tool available for design-centric motion work. The compositing integration is still the deepest in the industry. The subscription pricing is the cost the community criticizes while continuing to pay. The crash while saving incident, the buggiest release complaints, and the hourly crash reports are the evidence that the subscription does not guarantee stability. The free alternative in this comparison improves with every release and adds procedural capabilities that narrow the motion graphics gap. The subscription's justification narrows as the free tool improves. For the artist whose billable workflow depends on the procedural motion system today, the subscription earns its cost in time saved. For the artist evaluating the tools for the first time, the free alternative should be learned first. If the specific motion graphics workflow demands speed the free tool cannot match, the subscription justifies itself through that specific gap. If it does not, the free tool provides more capability at zero cost. The workflow speed is the product. The subscription is the cost of that speed. The free alternative is the pressure that ensures the speed must remain worth paying for.